Hey again everybody, here's video number 2. This is the quad pad kit video. So I have a video with some snare pads with some gum rubber discs. Check it out if you'd like. Quad pads are $200 and they're worth it. If you got $200, buy yourself a nice quad pad. You'll get tons of practice time out of it, nice and quiet. This is the Vic Firth. I love the pad. You know, it's big, but it's a quad pad. So my idea is to make something cheap and affordable. Maybe not as nice as the Vic Firth, but so I'm going to offer some kits. So I have some 1/8 inch black rubber, which is a little bit cheaper than the gum rubber, but a sextet, 6 drums, is $33. And I can cut you whatever you need if you have different setups, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14. If you have 2 6s, a 6 and an 8. So, you know, 6, 8, 10, and so on. I can also cut this rubber down into like a 3/4 diameter. Just cut the circle and then cut it off straight. This lets you make a smaller pad. You're not making a big giant pad with full circles, but whatever you want. If you're going to build this and keep it in your basement or something, build a full-size pad. Here's what I did as an experiment. I'm not selling these. This is just basically a Vic Firth clone to see how it would work. Excuse me. And I stamped these out, so they're not cut with a knife. They're pretty nice. They're not as nice as the Vic Firth or the other pads on the market. But so I went to Home Depot. I tried this time. I chose some birch plywood. I got nothing on the back. I can sit this on a snare stand. Moves around a little bit. You can put, if you look at other pads, they got like 3 holes to put your snare stand. Just to experiment. So 3/8 birch. Don't get any construction grade stuff because it's just an uneven surface. It warps. Get some finished stuff. This was probably $20 for a 2x4 sheet. If you want to, get yourself some 5/8 particle board. It's $9 for a 2x4 sheet. Lay out your discs, trace around them, cut your pad out, paint it up. Polyurethane works great. This one's a poly pad. So you can make this quad pad for under $50 if you want to. Heck, if you got an old countertop, just a number of things. So I basically cut some discs, 6, 8, 10, 12. These are both 12s. This was my experiment. Not as bouncy as the Vic Firth. Gum rubber, expensive, nice. Black 1/8 rubber, a little bit louder. Kind of like the old Real Feel pads, if you remember those. And or like a Beetle pad with recycled rubber. Not a quad player. No rims. This one I glued. So yeah, when you're doing sweeps and stuff, you might hit the wood, whatever. It's like kind of like the Vic Firth. This is for practice. When you want to really rehearse and really practice, put the drums on. This one I glued down with Gorilla Glue. Gorilla Glue, you can glue it and move it around a little bit, get it centered. Contact cement works good too. Contact cement kind of peels up. And you got to get it spot on. I kind of like contact a little bit better. If you're not picking at it, it's fine. I'll send with all the kits, whatever you buy. You buy a 6-pack kit. I'll send some paper instructions on how to make, how to glue things up and set it up. But it's pretty, I don't want to say self-explanatory, but you can pretty much get a quad pad for under $50, $60, $70, depends. If you want to make a set of 4 of these for your school, you know, you're talking 4 Vic Firth pads, $800. 4 of these for your high school, or 3 of these, you know, you're talking $60 each. You buy a whole sheet of plywood and cut it down. You can get a nice finished grade sheet of plywood for around $40 at Home Depot, I guess. Around that. That's, you know, $10, $12 of wood per pad. Buy a can of glue, buy some discs. You know, for under $200, you're making $800 worth of pads. I could go on, so on and so on. If you want any size, if you want 10-inch discs and you want to glue them onto a giant board and line your kids up, no problem. I'll sell you whatever you want. This stuff's pretty cheap. I don't charge a lot. I do make a little bit of money on it that I dump back into my group. So that's kind of why I'm doing it. It's a hobby. So real quick, I'm going to add to this video a little bit. I have a bunch of these discs, just the rubber disc, that I'm going to be selling. And I have the matching black side now. These are 11 3/8 across. You make like about a 12-inch pad. You can make it one-sided, which I like, or you can make it two-sided. It's a neat pad. Put the kids on this when you don't want to hear them. Flip it over, a couple kids lined up. You can hear them a little bit better. This is pretty close to the old reel feel. The rubber's thicker, but you can make the circle, you can make it a square, an octagon, whatever you want. Just be creative. Marching Percussion Marketplace on Facebook. I think we're going to do another giveaway for some of this stuff, just to get the creative juices flowing. Thank you for watching. I will be making soon a drum pad stand review. I've been buying up stands just to see what works best. You know, one stand for $100 is okay, but when you want 20 or 30 stands for your group, you can't be spending $150, $200, $100 on a stand. So I'm trying to work that out. What's the best, cheapest stand that will stand up? No pun intended. So anyway, here's the quad pad kit. $33 for 6 pads of any size, $30 for 5 pads. And if you want something special, just let me know and we'll talk about it. Thanks a lot. I wish I could do sweeps better for you guys, but just a little sample. Thanks for watching.